So while the light was red, I looked at the order and the map to see where I'm going in Oklahoma, and it's just south of Tulsa. So that'll work. That'll at least put me in position to get to Fort Smith for a home load, maybe Friday afternoon. Woo! The bad thing about this trip, in fact, that's usually the bad thing about coming to Dallas, is now that I've had to come up here to make this delivery, I've got to go all the way back through Dallas, because Ennis is a bit south of Dallas, about 60 miles from there, and then I have to come back through Dallas again, heading north to get to Oklahoma. Back and forth through Dallas. Not one of the best things to do as a truck driver. All right, more later. Okay guys, so I'm here at Ennis, Texas at the Lowe's Distribution Center. Just checked in here at the building over here to the left. They told me I'm looking for trailer F20086. So at least I'm getting a fairly new trailer. And it doesn't look overly busy. Man, the last time I was here, there was 25 trucks here. There wasn't even any place to park. So basically what you do is Maverick loads are usually over here to the left. There could be some stuff. I have had a load over to the right, but I'm going to look on the left side first. Let me put myself on yard move. $20086. It's probably one of these. I bet it's well, I can't tell. Nope, that's not it. Well, I'm starting to think it's not on this side. Well, shoot. All right, well, let me keep searching. All right, folks. Woo! That's hard work when it's 95 degrees. Woo! I'll show you the load later when I stop, but I'm going to get out of here now because I want to try to get through Dallas sooner the better. So I dropped my empty trailer right here and then found my loaded trailer over here to the right, went and hooked up to it, and then backed in here beside my empty trailer because I had to move all my timbers and tarps and that kind of stuff, regular trailer swap. And then you have to secure the load. It didn't have any straps on it. Sometimes they have straps on it. And then bungee down the tarp. This had one big lumber tarp on the front of the load. So you have, it probably took me an hour and a half. I don't know, I really didn't clock it. So now you got to pull back up to the guard shack here on the right. I left one big tarp on my trailer and some bungees to replace what's on the load. And you got to check back in here with the guard shack and get your shipping documents. And this goes to Lowe's in Bixby, Oklahoma. Woo! Man, that's the first really good sweat I've had in many months. Yes, sir. Summertime is here. And it's only mid-May. All right, let me go in here and get my paperwork. All right, that took about 2 minutes. Now I'm just gonna pull up here out of the way because I got another truck behind me and send in my leaving shipper. And just know that whenever you leave here, you must turn left. Cannot go right, you must go left. All right, so I'm just gonna pull up the ride here and send in my stuff. We'll be hitting the road. All right, people, here's your shot of Dallas. Just pray that the traffic keeps moving. I'm sure at some point up here, it's gonna slow down. I tell you, Dallas has got the worst traffic. I mean, I haven't been to LA or New York City, but Dallas is the worst that I have been to. I mean, even in the middle of the day, there's just so much traffic here. Oh man. So many freeways and highways that come to Dallas. I-45, I-20, I-30. 35, Highway 75. I know I'm missing some, but there's just so many that come into Dallas. Yep, here's the traffic. Here's the traffic. Well, it's 253 miles to my store that I'm delivering to in Bixby, Oklahoma. I won't be able to get there today. I got my ETA at 7:05 a.m. I wonder where the 05 came from. Oops. That lady's trying to get over too. Please let me over, lady. Oh, you scumbag. Oh, everybody's trying to get up. Goodness gracious. Alright guys, later. Okay guys, so we're crossing over from Texas into Oklahoma. I'm on Highway 75 North. And there should be a rest area right up here soon. I'm going to stop and do a load check. And I've only got about an hour and 45 minutes of time left on my clock. So I'm probably going to stop up here. There's a Pilot and a Love's in Atoka, Oklahoma. I definitely want to get a shower. And then a few miles on up the road further, there's a Choctaw Travel Plaza. I've stayed there a couple times. That'd be fine too, but I'd have to pay for a shower there. So anyway, if this rest area up here is open, I'm going to stop and I'll try to show you the load. Okay guys, made it to the rest area. So let me show you this load. So it's got a tarp over the front section, a lot of straps. You know, you have to peek up under the tarp to even see what you got up there. But like up here on the top, I got a bunch of ladders. That's why I have two straps so close together. And then, you know, a lot of plywood, lumber, more lumber, and then this is cement board. You know, if you've done a kitchen backsplash or a shower you've used this stuff probably. So, you know, used 3 or 4 2-inch straps, because, you know, I can't come back this far. In fact, had to use 2-inch straps back here on both of these. So yep, just checking everything. And you don't want to tighten this stuff as tight as you possibly can, you know, because you'll crack it. It's kind of like drywall, stronger but still similar. And then up here, you know, you got I don't know, pallets of some sort of bagged product. I can't really tell what it is. I got another 2-inch strap right there, and edge protectors up there. And so that's it. You know, when you get these loads for Lowe's or Lowe's or Home Depot, it's kind of like, you know, just a mixture. Just a mixture. All right, so everything seems okay. So we're in Oklahoma now. Nice little rest area. Man, I tell you, it's so hot. I drank 2 bottles of water right as I left the Lowe's distribution center, and I was been dying for some more. So I'm finally going to get to restock on some water here. Okay guys, so I stopped here at the Pilot in Atoka, Oklahoma. There's a little story about this this particular store. I'm just giving you a little view out the windshield. I've had my you know, my drapes pulled, trying to keep the heat out, but I got them open a little bit now. But about, I don't know, 2 years ago maybe, I stopped here one night. I was on my way down to Dallas with a load, and I stopped here, spent the night, and then got up early in the morning, like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Bought fuel here and then hit the road. Well, I got a ways down the road and started getting messages on the truck that a sensor had picked up water in the fuel system. So I ended up, the truck was in the shop there and at the Freightliner dealer in Dallas for a couple of days. They really didn't, whatever they didn't really fix the problem. But I called the Pilot, you know, and because it had been raining that night, you know, when I bought fuel, and I called, I said, look, have y'all been having problems with water in your fuel this morning? And the lady I talked to said yes. And I guess lots of other people had called too, but she explained they had a problem with their system that was supposed to keep water out of the tanks. And yeah, I can't imagine what a big problem that ended up being for her. But anyway, I got some information, forwarded it to Maverick. So, you know, the manager of the Pilot said they would pay for the damages and all that. So I forwarded it all to Maverick people and let them handle it. And then I had to put my truck in the shop for about 3 more days once I got to North Little Rock. I think they ended up changing out all the fuel injectors. But so yeah, got a little history with this particular store. Glad it's not raining, because I am going to fuel up in the morning when I hit the road. Oh, but so yeah, I've still got about 2.5 hours to go to get to Bixby, Oklahoma, which is just like South Tulsa. We'll try to be there, you know, right about 7. But there's something I wanted to mention before I forgot. Somebody, I think his name was Paul, asked me yesterday about if you go to Maverick Driving Academy, do you learn on automatics or standard shift? And I thought that it would be automatic, since that's what Maverick uses. But I asked Ashley in recruiting just to double check, and she said that there at the Maverick Driving Academy, they use automatics, just like all of us drivers have. I mean, our fleet is Freightliner 12-speed automatic. But she did say that they do send a few people a week up to the Arkansas State University campus there in Newport, Arkansas, which is about an hour and a half from North Little Rock, something like that. And they can learn, or do learn, on a manual shift. So that you know, if you're just talk to a recruiter about that. You know, if you're trying to come into Maverick and you want to go ahead and get your CDL without the restriction on it that you have to drive an automatic, and you want to learn on a stick, then talk to them about that. You know, I guess they have some way to work that out in some cases. I don't know all the details, but that's the answer. And okay, I guess that's it. I'll see you in Bixby, Oklahoma tomorrow. Hey, I wanted to mention something else. I was talking to my wife earlier about this, and you know, today I basically spent most of the day driving through Dallas traffic, so it was not a productive day. You know, I drove about 2.5 hours early this morning to get to my customer, and then when we get to the customer, I say we because there was another Maverick driver just in front of me that had picked up at the same place I had picked up in Ecorse, Michigan, Detroit. Had the same product, and when I pulled up, you know, I think I filmed it a little bit, but there was lots of road work going on this little road this place was located on, and they had it all barricaded off, and they said the road was closed, no turnaround, down to one lane. You know, it was all bad. But the other Maverick driver came up to me when he saw me pull up and said that one of the employees there at the customer had come up to him and said that we weren't going to be able to get unloaded there because they didn't have access to their overhead crane due to the road work or the work inside the lot there or something. Told us we were going to have to go to that place in Louisville, I think it was, Texas, which was, I don't know, 30 or 40 miles away on the north side of Dallas. So, you know, we took off, you know, so we had to drive into Dallas that morning to get there for nothing. Weren't able to do anything. Then we had to drive north of Dallas. Traffic was horrible. It was like 8:30 a.m. Excuse me. Got to the other facility, which was okay. You know, they got us unloaded pretty quickly. Then we got sent to Ennis, Texas, both of us, to the Lowe's distribution center, which meant we just had to drive back through Dallas to the southern side. And then we both have loads going up near Tulsa, so we had to drive all the way back through Dallas again. So it's one of those days where, you know, did a lot of work, spent a lot of time, didn't get very far. Didn't do many miles. So, you know, I told my wife, I was like, well, you know, Dallas is always like that, you know. But, you know, the load that I picked up in Detroit and delivered in Dallas, that was a great load, you know. That was almost a 1,200 mile run from Detroit to Dallas, you know. So that was a great run. So, you know, that's how it goes, you know. Some days are better than others. So you know, you can't just get tied up in the details of one particular day. You know, like I've said before, you got to kind of look at it as or at least I look at it as a week. You know, how'd the week go? How were my miles for the week, and how was my pay? You know, if I get to where I don't think they're, you know, I feel good about it, then, you know, I'll do something else. But, you know, I think it's, I'm still good with it, you know, even though today was not great.